check out this beautiful juniper bow, okay? It is Eastern red cedar, a lot of knots all over it, okay? See the redwood? They say the redwood ain't that great, but how can you make a bow without having this redwood in? So this is the plan. I prepared the rawhide, and I'm going to back this with rawhide later on tonight when everybody's sleeping and let it dry. And then once we trim it, we're going to take it out and tiller it. And this is going to, if it don't break, if you're watching this video, it didn't break. Give you a little heads up. And this is going to be for my son's girlfriend, Abby. It's a beautiful bow. And I ordered burgundy wine. I ordered wine stain for the rawhide. So I may have a little test piece and see if it's the color I want. If not, I may have to go to the liquor store and check out some wines that he has and see if I could stain it with real wine. But that's the plan. Finally got some back set. You saw all the heat treating, right? They say it makes it brittle. I heat treated it. I put true oil, tongue oil on it, just to get oil in it. And then after I got the back set, I sanded it. And then I just kept hydrating it. And now we're going to rawhide back it and see how it comes out, okay? One side smooth, and the other side I would say is what I call fleshy. Has some bits of dry skin and stuff on it. That's the spot, that's the side that we're going to remove material from for now. After we glue it on the bow, I'll show you how I finish this. Okay, I got the rawhide stretched out. This is the part that has the skin on it. What I have here is just, I have 220 sandpaper. Oh, this is 150. I got 150 first, and I got 220. So with the 150 first, what I do is I unclip the clamp, and at the end here I just okay, gonna get the 220. Got some 220. And that's all I do to prep it. If it was a lot of skin here, I would use a cabinet scraper. Let me see if I got it here. To scrape the back here. There was a lot of material there that had to come off. I would use a cabinet scraper. But you can see these are nice and clean. Okay? And it's like really cold outside, so don't worry, I clean up the kitchen sink before anybody notices. Time to put the rawhide on. I ran a string from tip to tip, and I saw that the string will always favor one side of the bow, and I saw that it favored this side. So I'm right-handed, and the string favored the left, so this will be my top limb. And the reason I want to know that when I'm rawhide backing is because I'm going to have it overlapping. And I'd rather have it overlapping on the top part of the riser, not where my hand is. I'd rather have it above my hand. So we got this rawhide soaking for about an hour now. I took this 36 grit disc and I scuffed everything up here. It's all scuffed up. Then I wiped off the particles. I have Type Bond 3. Put some Type Bond 3 in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to rub the Type Bond 3. This washes, you wash your hands with soap and water, it comes right off. So you take this on. This is going to be dry now. We want this to drink up. We want this wood to drink up the glue. And it is. It's thirsty. There's a lot of knots in here and all. The more it drinks up, the better. Okay. First, I'm going to put all glue down. Then I'm going to put a little water down. Very thirsty. I'm sorry this part takes a long time, but if you're going to do this, you might as well watch the whole deal. You could fast forward right through this here, so you don't have to watch everything, because this is going to take a while. Okay, take a little water, just dunking my hand in. I'm going to dilute this. I want this to get into the pores of the wood. Okay. That's what I do. I keep on adding it on. Let it drink in. I massage it in. I want as much of this glue to get into this wood as possible. Got plenty of paper towels here. Okay. Now, this is rawhide. It's been sanded. You saw me sand it. Okay. It's been soaking for an hour. And you get one strip out. Gonna wring it out good. We're gonna wring it out in a paper towel like this here. Get some of the moisture out. Okay. I'm gonna stretch it. Stretch it. Stretch it. I'm going to stop it here while I'm stretching it. It's going to take a while for me to stretch all these out. Rawhide stretched out now. Just going to massage this in a little more. Okay, so you know on the rawhide, the side that has the flesh on it that we sanded, there's one side that looks pretty finished, one side that looks a little rough. The rough side is facing up on the table, and we're going to put glue on that. And the one side is always thicker than the other, one side's thinner. So we want the thicker part towards the middle. Okay, I actually have the thin part here now. Okay. Let's make sure. Nope. Yep, this is the thicker part here. Now, because I'm going to lay this right underneath the overlays. All right. Okay. Wow, it fits really good. I have it laying right under the overlays. I left the overlays just thick enough for that rawhide. Be right back, getting the squeegee. Okay, always have a squeegee. Remember what I said, this is going to be the top limb. So what I'm going to do is, I want the overlap to be on the riser, on the upper part of the riser, like about here. Okay, so now I have this piece of wood here, just scrap wood. Okay. And I'm going to put this rawhide over this piece of scrap wood here, because this is going to be a test piece for that dye. When I get that burgundy dye or wine colored dye, we're going to see how it looks like on this. Okay, now back to this. Let's get this going here. Get drink up a little bit. Okay, now what we're going to do, let's see which side's the thick side, the thin side. Okay. Put a little glue on this rawhide too now. Sorry, this is the process. It takes time, you know. It's long and boring. It's like watching paint dry. Okay, that's just the way it is, man. It's just the way it is. Looking good. I'm going to have to trim this again. But for now, just to get out of the way. Okay, I'm going to even it out now. Came out good. Always leave a little more. You could always take off. You could always trim it. Leave a little more for the overlap. Okay. Very good. Really excellent. Now what I do is I get a wet rag, a wet paper towel, and I'm going to wipe this like this here. And all I do is I wipe the edges now. We got a lot of glue dripping. We don't want a lot of glue build up on the sides. So we're going to wipe it. Go on the other side. Don't want a lot of glue build up on any side. Okay. These came out really good. I'm very happy with this. I use my fingers to make sure it's solid down there. This will be sanded down. This is thick. We'll be able to sand this down to blend in. Got one more side to work here. One more side over here. Okay, right underneath. Right underneath. You want to get most of the glue up because it's more work to sand. You know, I may just lightly hit this on a belt sander, clean it up after I trim it. What you do is after it's dry, you take a box cutter with a new blade. Take a box cutter with a new blade and you just slice it off. Just trim it right off. That's really it. We're done. Gonna loosen this up. Check it out. What a nice job. What a nice job. Okay. Look. Look how nice. Wait till you see this dry and we trim it up. Beautiful. I got one more piece of scrap wood. It's good enough. I'll wipe it down. These are the test pieces again for the stain. So if I don't like the stain, I can try it with wine or something else. And that's it. We're good. Just clean up now. That's it. Now I got to clean everything up. A little back set with the weights, just until it dries, which will be tomorrow. I'm just going to do a little light trimming today, and tomorrow I'm going to do a little finishing on it. Tomorrow I have the purple dye coming. I got a couple of test pieces that we're going to test and see how they come out. But right now we got a box cutter, and all we do with the box cutter, so let me show you. So I'm going to slide the box cutter along. I'm just trying to be careful here. I don't want to make a mess. Just trying to be careful. This is Shadow. She's always in the way. She wants to be in the videos. Come on, get out of here. Go. Okay. Right here where it overlaps, tomorrow we're going to do a lot of fine sanding. But for now, you could just see that I'm taking off. See, it took me a little bit of time because I want to be careful by the riser section. So I'm going to see if you can see this here. Comes pretty good with a sharp blade, but you don't want to cut the wood, so you have to be mindful of the angle. Try to lay it flat as you can, and remember, you can sand. You're going to sand some of this off too. You know, some of this is going to get sanded right off. Hey, look, see the big pieces coming right off? I'm going to flip it around. Put some of the glue got this edge here. Okay, this is going to be sanded off. This stuff that's not coming off, little glue spots, it's going to be sanded. But look, we got a nice edge already, see? And that's with nothing more than a box cutter, okay? And the only place I want you to be careful is right where it overlays. You know, you could sand that and be careful with it. And we're going to do a little more trimming. I'm not going to bore you with trimming the whole thing, but it goes pretty quick, right? Just remember, this is a soft wood. So be mindful, you don't really want to dig in. You could sand it. I'm trying to go flat as I can. And it'll all work out. One way or the other, it's going to work out. I'd love to try and get this bending, but I want to give it another day before I bend it. So I may just do a little sanding, prep work today. And tomorrow we'll do the little tillering. But look, I got the one side. The one side's cleaned up already. All right, I won't bore you with the other side, but I think it's going to look good. I'll get back to you. Just want to show you I cleaned up the edges. Looks beautiful, right? See if you can see the edges. And then I'm going to get some 320 sandpaper at the store. I'll be back, and I'm going to show you how we prep this rawhide backing. Okay, I have this rawhide back bow that I trimmed the sides nice and sanded the sides. Now I'm going to work the rawhide itself, and I'm going to use 320 grit. I'm going to sand it nice, 4-0 steel wool. I want to just go over this and show you the rawhide. When I made these tips, these tip overlays, they're square. And I guess there's a 1/16 of an inch maybe lip I made, just so I could butt the rawhide up against it. And look how nice it came out, right? Came right out and laid in there against the tips. So look at this purple. Look how beautiful this purple is, okay? So if I'm going to try and tiller this very carefully when I get a chance. But I'm going to prep the rawhide first. I got the wine-colored dye, leather dye coming tomorrow. I have burgundy and I have purple, which they both look the same. But I got to see, I have test pieces of wood with rawhide, and I'm going to see which one looks the best because it's got that purple in here. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to gently tiller this an inch at a time with a yardstick, get it to bend and flex, and make a bow. I only need a 25-pound bow at 28 inches. And this is 66 inches long. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to make it. And this will be a bow for my son's girlfriend, Abby. And I told her, don't worry, if it breaks, I have hickory staves, and I'll make you a nice purple hickory bow. So, and the other thing, I looked at my string material, and I had to order, I was low on fluorescent pink, because I had made some pink strings, and I had dark purple. I ordered fluorescent purple, so there's going to be a pink and purple string made with matching pink and purple micro puffs that'll go on this. So now I'm just going to go over to the sink. It's cold out. It's, what time is it? 9:30. My wife went to bed already. And we're going to go, I'm going to show you how I sand this, and I'm going to do it over the sink so I can wash everything down. You see where this overlap is, right? There's a big step down here. Well, first I'm going to work on carefully sanding this over the sink and get this to come down blend into the other layer of rawhide. So I'm going to start that, and then I'll show you when I'm done. I'm making sure that I get here where the overlay is, in case there's any glue there. I want that color to be absorbed right down to the end here. And it's all looking good. It's really looking good. And you round the edges. See? I wish you could feel it. It's like silky smooth, okay? And then once I do a little bit more, you can see that it needs a little bit more. I'll show you with the 4.0 steel wool. Okay, I've been working this for a while now. And I think it's time for the 4.0 steel wool. I may try and take this down a little bit more first, and then I'll show you me polishing it. Okay, that's the best I can get it. I'm going to polish it up now, the 4.0 steel wool. You feel the difference. It's like rough, you know, because it's like material coming up. And then where the 4.0 is, it's almost like polished, like smooth, like silky smooth. So you get the idea. I don't know if you can see the difference or not, but here's where it's polished. And here's where it's rough. See? You can see polished, rough. Let me finish up. Okay, I'm not going to saturate this. I'm not going to do nothing. This is a 92% alcohol. It will evaporate very quickly. I'm just going to give it a quick wipe. Make sure there's no, shouldn't be any oils or anything on it, but just clean it up, get the dust off. And that's it. It's not wet. I didn't wet it. I just took off the dust. Okay, so here we go. It's going to look really nice with the stain on it. It's really nice and silky smooth now. The edges are rounded. And I could actually tiller this now because everything's shaped and rounded and looks beautiful. It really does. Silky smooth. It's pouring rain outside, but I want to see how this bow flexes. And this is a real soft wood. So what that means is when I tiller it, I'm going to be tillering it, sanding the high spots with 60 grit sandpaper to bring it down. Okay, we got it about level. It's a little difficult to do this and videotape, but we're going to give it a shot here. Okay, I'm going to look and stand back. Okay, it's a little low here. Some wood has to come off of here to get it to bend. From here to here. Let me just hold it and look. Yep, it's got to go here. Let's check out this side. Side to here. Let me stand back a little bit. Got to take a little bit off of here. It's a back and forth thing. It's a back and forth thing. I know this is like watching paint dry to watch this video, but this limb needs to bend more. Okay, as you can see, this limb needs to bend more. So let's see. We need a little more out of here. And overall, it needs to go down. Got to take a few strokes off the entire thing once I take that little high spot off. Okay, be back. Okay, I remove some material. Got a nice bend going on here. May need a little bit more here. Little flat spot still there. Let's just take a quick peek at this here. Almost to the silver in the middle. Let's check out this one here. It's almost at the silver, so it looks like a pretty good bend. Right over here. Right over here it needs something. Right over here needs a little bit of work. Okay, this is going to be a 25-pound bow at 28 inches. I'm hoping I can reach that weight. It feels very lightweight, very soft wood. Okay, we're going back and forth, and that wood comes off really easy. Okay, we got a little flat spot here. And a little flat spot here. Okay, we got a little flat spot here going on. And a little bit here. Okay, I've been going back and forth. The wood comes off pretty easy. Very soft. See what we got here just to get an idea how much it's coming down. 3/4 it looks like. Let's try the other side. That's why I marked the middle too, in between the fade out and the end where I have it marked here by the tip. It's about even. So let's see where it needs to bend. I'm going to put this down and look at it again with a pencil. See where it has to bend. Now you looking at the camera back there, things jump out at you more than me. Okay. We've got a flat spot from here to here. Okay, this has got to bend a little more. Let's see what we got here. Needs a little more bended in here. Okay, be back. I have a little shorter long string on it now. Okay, I like the looks of it. It's getting better. And from here to here needs a little bit more bend in here. Stand back and look at this here. It's got a pretty decent bend going on here. Okay, let me just measure the depth. Let's see how evenly they're bending. Three-quarters. See how evenly this one's bending? Approximately 3/4. Okay, I'm going to shut this off, check the bend and mark it, and we're going to go down a little more. I think it's going to look pretty good. From where I'm standing, it looks pretty good. We got this part bending a little bit more. Let's see what we got over here. Gee, that looks pretty good too. I'm going to go down another inch or two and see. Go down one more inch. See if we can see anything else, if it's popping out a little bit more. Makes it a little more obvious going down a little more. Maybe a little flat here. A little flat in here. Okay? A little flat in there now that I went down that inch. See, the little inch makes a big difference. Get a nice bend. It's a little flat in here too. I'm going to try and get it to bend a little more in here too. Okay, we still got a little flat spot here. From here to here. Well, this needs to be taken out a little bit here. Let's see what we got here. Got a little nice little bend going on here. And from here to here, got a little flat spot. Okay. Put the yardstick up. They're both bending 1 inch in the midsection, but I got to go take off those areas I marked. Okay, I need a little more bend in here, I think. And a little bit here. See what we got over here. See, I found the key. I angled this block so I can hold the ruler against it. Let's see what we got here. We got almost like a mirror image going on. Very nice here, very nice. Maybe just a hair here. Okay. We're starting to get that nice bend. You see that nice bend we're starting to get? Put on my glasses for this here. Got about 1.1 inches. Let's see what we got over here. And you see this block, and if I tilt it down this way, I got to stop for this. And that works out pretty good. Wish I thought of that months ago. Okay, so here we go. Let's check it out from a distance here. Beautiful bend. We got a good bend going. The bend, I'm happy with that bend. Maybe a hair here. Let's see what we got. Come on. Don't give me a hard time now. 1 1/8, okay? So what I see, do you see what I see? Right here a little bit. Right here. From here to here a little bit. Okay. There we go. Looks really good. A really good bend for now. Let's check out this side. I really think this could use just a little bit more of a bend here. Here. Just a little bit more here. Just a little bit more there. Just a little more here. Back and forth here, back and forth. And let's see what we got. Now I've got a nice looking bend going on here. What we got looks like 1 1/4 inches. Yep, 1 1/4 inches. See what we got over here. Okay, we got a good looking bend going on here too. Let's see what we got. We got 3/8. Got 1 3/8 inches. A little bit more over here. So on this limb, we're going to take off just a little more material to get it bending even. But it's looking good. It's coming along good. And the thing about the yardstick is when you're looking at this, you can't tell what's what. But with the yardstick, it just makes things jump out at you. Okay, exercise the limbs a little bit. Let's see what we got here. This is the hardest part here for me. Got 1 3/8 inches here, 1 3/8 inches here. Got a really nice bend going on. Yep, we got 1.5 inches here, 1.5 inches here, and 1 3/8 inches there. We'll take off a little more material. Okay, have them even. I'm going to go down another inch. See what we got. Look at the bends. I think it's bending really nice. Let's see what we got now. Just about 1 3/4 inches. See what we got here? Got 1 3/4 inches. We're going to go down another inch. Remember, the goal is I want to try and get a short string on it. Let's see if we're able to do that now. Yeah, I think we're able to get a short string on it. So let me go look for a string that's a little shorter, and we'll start it there. Okay, we got a string on here with a 6-inch brace height. And what's crazy about this micro tillering is that when I measured the distance from the marks on the limbs with this 6-inch brace height, everything's even. From here to the midsection, take a look. Okay, so now we're going to put it on and continue checking it out, even though this is going to be a low pound bow. This is going to be a 25-pound bow with all the knots, even though it's rawhide back. I'm still worried that getting it down to 28, it's going to bust on me. You know, but all you can do is follow through with it. So let's see what kind of bend we got here, what it looks like. I know it's all even and measured, but I figured I'd just show you. Perfect bend there, nice bend. Come on, don't be difficult now. Okay, we got a nice bend. We're going to lower it down a little bit. Okay, we got the 15-inch draw. And we're going to see what it looks like. Okay, one more time, let me get this set up here. Here we go. Okay, we got a nice bend there. Nice bend going on. It's not nice bend going on here too, nothing that jumps out. And if you say the inners are a little stiff, yes, they look a little stiff to me too. A little stiff. Let's check this out. Got to go down a little more. I really would hate to do the inners. I'd rather have the inners a little stiff, and right now I think they're looking pretty good. Let's go down a couple more inches. Let's go down 1 inch at a time. Nothing jumps out. Nothing jumps out. Maybe a little in the inner. Maybe a little in the inner. Okay, now I'm going to work the inner a little bit. So let's see what we got here. Just going down that inch made a noticeable difference to me. So we got to go from here to here a little bit. Take a little bit out of here. Let's check out over here. Okay, we want to bend it a little bit in here. Just a little bit. You got to watch it don't get a hinge. I'm just going to take a little, I'm going to baby it. I'm just going to take a little bit off there. Okay, we got the inner limb over here working a little bit better. Let's see. Okay, we're getting a nice bend there. Let me see if I can just see how much it's bending here compared to there. 2 inches. Looks like 2 inches. Let's see over here. Did I get this one bending a little bit more? I actually did. I actually got that one bending a little more too. What do we got here? Got 2 1/4 here. Oh, I'm sure. Two 1/4. So this one is bending a little more than this one. I'm going to shut this off, double check it, and take some material off. Okay, took a little more material off, and I got them same distance bending. So far we got it. You add 2 inches to these marks, you get the correct draw length. 2 inches, and you get the correct draw length. So I had this down to 20. I'm going to go get the scale, and we're going to pull it down a little bit. I'm a little disappointed. It's a very lightweight to me. It seems very lightweight. Let's see what we got. Okay. You got like a 19-pound bow. We're going to have like a 19-pound bow on this here. Kind of disappointing. 19 pounds. I wanted 25 pounds. I want a light bow. I wanted 25 pounds. But let's see. We'll do it one more time. Looks like it's bending real good though. And the rawhide helps when I massage that glue in. It gets into the pores of the wood, into the knots, and makes everything solid, and the rawhide really does the trick. Let's see what we got here. We got like a 19-pound bow only at 28. No, I'm going to shoot a couple arrows out of it without a shelf or anything, just to shoot some arrows, and I'll show you. I can't believe the words "I'm disappointed" came out of my mouth, and the reason is that this bow here, I thought was going to break, and I made a bow, 20 pounds a knot. Let me go back to 28, and it's shooting, pretty good too. When I cut out a shelf and make it, center, let's see if I can get it in the center. I'll lean over a little more. Do 28, right there in the center. Okay. I'm going to have to shape it. First of all, I got to stain it, make it pretty, shape it, and I got string material come. I'm going to put a beautiful string on it. So a little disappointed. But it's actually shooting pretty good. It really is. Got a nice little group going on down there. Right? There's no shelf cut out or nothing, and look at the tiller. It's nice. I'm going to pull it back here so you can see the profile. And then, you know, when I'm going to show you the process, I'm going to show you me staining it. I'm going to have a nice string on it, the shelf cut, and then we'll do a little shooting outside. But let's look at the profile. Looks pretty good, right? Okay, so let me take back that I'm disappointed. I'm not. It's 5 pounds less than I wanted. She wanted a 25-pound bow. And I'm just happy it didn't break and it's shooting. Okay, Abby. It shoots. I have to shape it. I have to stain it. But it's only a 20-pound bow. In order to get this perfect shape, I had to take off material to get it to bend and not break, because all the knots had to be very careful. And it's only a 20-pound bow at 28 inches. But it shoots. So here we go. Let's take a couple of shots here. Let's take a couple of shots at the target. Here we go, Abby, watch. This is your bow. Look at that. Pretty snappy, right? Shoots pretty good. Okay. And I got to make it pretty. I got string material ordered. We got to wait for the die to come. Got to cut a shelf out. All right. And then we'll shoot it some more. Look at that. All right. You got a bow. Almost. We're working on it. My goal weight for this bow was 25 pounds for my son's girlfriend, Abby. And look how thick the limbs are. And I tillered it, and I got it to 20 pounds at 28 inches, so 28-inch draw. So it's okay. This is a soft wood, a challenging wood, and I got it to tiller perfect and shoot. I shot it. So look at the shape of the rise. Look at the beautiful colors. Okay. Crown, shelf, radius riser. Okay. And I'm waiting today for, I have wine color burgundy dye coming and purple. I think the purple will be more appropriate. And I'm going to do a quick addition to this video on finishing it. Finishing the rawhide with the dye and polyurethane. And then I'm waiting for string material to come. You know, when you make strings, you don't realize you run out of stuff. But and the string is going to be fluorescent pink and fluorescent purple. And matching puffs, of course, micro puffs. To be continued, just wanted to show you, right? It is a beautiful wood. And even though we started with a tremendous amount of string follow, that was just the curve of the stave. I managed to take it all out, and it's just level now. After shooting it, it's level, or maybe a slight bit of a bend. But considering how this stave was, I can't complain. All right, it worked out really good. Beautiful bow. I suggest that you add this to your list of bow woods. Eastern red cedar, juniper. Back it with rawhide, or back it with sinew. Sinew was a little expensive for me to take a chance and wasting the money on a knotty stave that I didn't know if it was going to break or not. All right, we're going to finish this up. Stay tuned. Okay, look what came today. Purple leather dye. Let's see how it looks. Here's a test piece of rawhide. Oh my God, that's going to be beautiful. Okay, here we go. Here goes nothing. I'm going to try and just get the rawhide with the dye. We'll see how that works out in a minute. I think it looks awesome. And I was going to go to the liquor store and buy different wines to see what color I can get. I think this goes really good with the juniper. Okay, just make sure I got all the spots. Let me show you what it looks like. Look how nice. Okay. And this since we have that purple, see the purple here on the bottom? That's going to be clear. And I just got to sand a little bit on the tip when it dries to get some of that off. And I think it's going to be awesome. So this is going to be Abby's purple bow. I think it's a cool bow for a 20-pound bow. Considering I started off with a bow that had built-in set to make it, you know, finally after fire harden, heat treatment, going through all these processes to get it level. Now it's fairly level. It's got a little bit of set. And I shot it last night, you seen, and it shoots really good. I'll show you me putting polyurethane on it and after it dries. Just want to show you the deep, beautiful, rich color with that tung oil on, how nice the bow looks. And it's going to require a darker string, no fluorescent colors. Abby, you're right. You said you want a darker color. Look at the bow. It's beautiful, though. Okay, look at this. This is the Eastern Red Cedar Juniper bow that I had. Came out beautiful. Rawhide backed with purple leather dye. I made a brown and red string for it with matching puffs. And that string is only temporary. This is for my son's girlfriend, Abby. And when she comes down, she'll pick out the colors. I'll make her a custom string, whatever she likes. And the goal was 25 pounds at 28 inches. But unfortunately, it's 20 pounds. And you can see it's pretty thick and knotty. And I wanted to tiller it perfect. So, you know, I can get it to that draw length and it wouldn't break. So it's a really nice bow, beautiful, unique bow. And the stave itself had like string follow, you know, just a stave, you know, not even strung or anything, just had string follow. It was shaped kind of like bent like this here. So I tried fire hardening it. I heat treated it. You could see all the stuff I did on the video, and wound up was I didn't think I'd get a bow out of it, and when I did, it's a beautiful bow. So this is Abby's bow, and I'm going to take a couple of shots with it quick. There's the target right there. Okay. Okay, look at that group. Okay, Abby, I got some 1200 spline arrows for you to shoot out of this. I think that'll get out there. Let's take a look. Okay, we've got a nice group. Okay, so that's the end of this video. Watch all my other videos on Bare Bow Joe. Make a bow. Get out and shoot. Every day you wake up is a good day. Make the best of it. Thanks for watching.